SA Rugby is on the verge of finalizing a massive deal that could change the Springboks' future forever. According to Business Day, SA Rugby are about to hand over the Springboks' commercial rights to a US private equity company called Rugbys Sports Group, or ASG, in a deal worth 1.3 billion rand or $75 million. But there's a catch, and there's actually a couple of catches. Let's get into it. According to a report from Business Day, a document they obtained outlines the finer details of the deal between SA Rugby and ASG. And the details, they're raising a lot of red flags. First of all, ASG is only buying a 20% stake in SA Rugby's commercial rights company. But here's the kicker. They're set to get majority control of the new equity that will oversee all of SA Rugby's commercial operations, which includes the Springboks brand, broadcasting rights, sponsorships, licensing, and even event management. So what does this mean for SA Rugby and the Springboks? Basically, ASG will control every commercial aspect that is attached to the Springboks, the branding, the merchandising, the broadcasting, all of that in their hands, despite the fact that they only own 20% of the rights. There's no wonder there's been a massive backlash online and from the rugby community. Above and beyond their 20%, they're going to have majority control. There are going to be 7 seats on the board, 3 of them ASG, 3 of them SARU, and then the 7th seat is going to be picked by ASG, meaning that they will have a swing vote in any decision that gets made within the commercial rights space of the Springboks. This means that ASG will have the final say on all commercial decisions. Sponsorships, broadcasting rights, merchandising, even how the Springboks are branded. ASG will call the shots. And to make things worse, the deal includes a perpetual license to SA Rugby's commercial rights, meaning ASG could keep control over these assets for the long term, not just a few years. And here's another bombshell. ASG will also have the approval rights over SA Rugby's operating budget. That means that they not only control how the Springboks make money, but they also get to make the decisions of how that money is spent. This is a major concern for anyone who cares about SA Rugby's independence. So what's the reaction been like? Well, it hasn't gone down well. In fact, some franchises are up in arms, calling this deal one-sided and raising concerns about the future of the Springboks as a national asset. And it's not just the fans that are upset. This has triggered a political firestorm from the EFF. Now, everyone has their opinion on the EFF. I'm not going to give you mine, but I'm going to let you know what they said, and you guys can make your own interpretations from that. The Economic Freedom Fighters, or EFF, one of South Africa's political parties, have come out swinging. They're accusing SA Rugby of being secretive about the deal and claim it will privatize rugby in a way that benefits only the wealthy. The EFF is furious. They've accused SA Rugby of secrecy and say this deal will entrench rugby as a sport for the privileged. They're also asking, where's the 1.3 billion rand going? According to them, the board members of SA Rugby stand to make huge bonuses for sealing this deal, which they're calling dodgy. And it doesn't end there. The EFF even went on as far as saying the Springboks should no longer be called the Springboks because the name's linked to apartheid. They believe this deal will make rugby even more exclusive and out of reach for ordinary South Africans. The EFF is also bringing up the sensitive history of the Springboks name, pointing out that the team's identity is rooted in apartheid. They believe this deal will make rugby even more exclusive and out of reach for ordinary South Africans. Now, the EFF commenting on this just shows the scale of which this deal is on. It's a big deal. The Springboks are a big brand within South Africa, and should foreign money be coming in and sort of dictating how the Springboks commercial rights are being used? Well, this is how SA Rugby are defending it. They've come out and said that this company will only deal with the commercial matters, while SA Rugby will still handle everything on the rugby side. The management, coaching, players' contracts, all of that will remain with them. But for many, that's not enough to calm the concerns. Critics argue that the Springboks commercial rights are too valuable to give away, especially if ASG will have a say in almost everything but the game. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time that a private equity company has gotten involved within rugby. In fact, we've already seen companies like CVC, Capital Partners buy into major rugby competitions like the URC, the Six Nations. Even New Zealand sold a stake to Silver Lake, an American company, that was for $133 million for 6% with no say on commercial rights. They were basically just an investor into the All Blacks, which I think is a big point here, because New Zealand took it as an investment, we taking it as almost a loan. While ASG will be buying 20% for $75 million, it's acting as a loan. SARU are going to have to pay back that $75 million up until the last cent, and until they've done that, then ASG won't have commercial rights over the Springboks anymore. So there's a big discrepancy between what New Zealand did and what SA Rugby are thinking of doing. It's a bit touch and go, but there has been some breaking news today just before I recorded this video, and SARU are trying to put us at ease a little bit. it. Now, News24 just dropped an article literally before I pressed record saying that this deal is unlikely to proceed when the SARU Council meets to vote on October 17th. 7 of SARU's 14 member unions have signed a letter opposing the deal. They're pushing for postponement of the vote and are calling for an alternative proposal to be presented in 3 months. For the ASG deal to go through, 75% of the unions would need to back the plan. But with the opposition mounting, it appears this deal is on the verge of collapse. So there you have it. There's the couple of sides from the situation. SARU are saying that it's probably not going to go through, and I think that is because of the backlash that it's kind of seen, right? I don't think South Africans want an external party from a different country coming in and controlling the commercial rights of the Springboks, a brand that they don't know anything about, a brand that is synonymous with South Africa and has sort of provided South Africans with hope in the last couple of years. The Springboks are that brand in South Africa, and to mess around with that, whether it's taking $75 million, which almost sounds like easy money, there are a lot of catches to it. That's basically a loan that they're going to have to pay back. They get majority control of the commercial rights of the Springboks, which means that they could potentially even change the Springboks name. So I'm personally not too much of a fan of it. I get SA Rugby need more money, I get that, but instead of finding it from outside sources, why can we not find it internally and sort of rely on SARU and the Springboks expertise with the commercialization of the Springboks? So the vote is happening on October 17th, which is in a couple of days. It's probably not going to go through, but you never know what happens with these sort of scenarios. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. A little bit of a different video today, more serious, but let me know what you think. Hit that subscribe button, leave this video a like, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.